Welcome once again. I feel like we were just here. Oh wait, we were. This time though, we were going a little bit further into the past. Back to a week 1 game. V0ids0l versus Professor Renderer.
Renderer.
I'm sorry if I butchered. Renderer.
Look at what you do with bacon.
I wanted to say reindeer for some reason. I don't know why.
Professor Reindeer. He should call himself that during the holiday. That would be cute.
That would be a great holiday name. But anyway, this is again a week 1 match between these two runners. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let them go.
Yeah. For just a little background, this is the first brackets week, which means that they are going unmentored. They're not starting with a sword this time, but they still start with boots because it's still Overworld Glitches, and you start with a boot. So they're starting in Link's house, both of them, getting that fairy in a bottle. Allowed them to check Sick Kid the first time they go to CAC.
That's always nice.
You take this little Hylia Island. Oh, it looks like V0ids0l's path to Hylia Island is slightly faster than what I would say I've been doing, which is what Renderer does. Dashing across and then dashing down. Void wants to get the hobo item. He's going to clip out here and do a fake flipper to hobo on this out of bounds area. This is a Sphere 1 check, and it's something you kind of just have to do at some point. It's not really easy to route in unless you find flippers. So a lot of people will just get it out of the way right now. Meanwhile, Renderer is doing a very common boot start check. Going to Sahasrarla's closet, getting a hook shot and a mushroom. I'm a little sad he didn't clip out of here to check that mushroom right away, but he either doesn't know the clip or he wants to save it for later. We'll have other opportunities to check that. Kind of cool, you can see that they took around the same amount of time to do their checks. So they're stopping at Sanctuary at around the same time. And this is a pretty standard route to do. You kind of loop around the Lost Woods here, and then from there you decide whether to go to Kakariko. Nice
That's
tree
a
pull
real
for
good
bombs.
tree pull.
You can go to
yeah. 1? Yeah, that was a 1. It's a tier 1 pull.
Renderer went to Sahasrarla's closet. So he could have actually set up a later tier pull, but because Void got those 2, I'm thinking it is 1. Sahasrarla's closet has some enemies around it that fire projectiles that count as kills, so they can rack up your tree pull count. Huh. But you have to kind of walk through the area to give them time to do that.
Yeah. Lumberjack Ledge was just a few bombs, so not going back there today.
Early heart container. Void is thinking about it. You're still on 3 hearts.
No,
you haven't been to the mountain yet.
They both did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a just slow enough check that you usually want to skip it, but heart container is just good enough at this stage of the game that you probably want to get that.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so they can go to CAC or they can go to the mountain from here. Mountain is a little clip you do. Kakariko is just going to CAC.
Like
this is Kakariko.
Down to Kakariko.
Void is taking the scenic route. Avoiding the guards here. Avoiding.
I think he also went to go grab that bomb. I think he forgot he had already picked up 10 bombs.
Yeah, I see what you mean. He kind of stuttered a little bit there, thinking about those bonk rocks that drop a bomb. Flippers and Blind's Hut.
And more bombs.
Yeah, very different from Schultzer's experience here, where he came in with zero bombs and had to come back much later to check these bombable walls.
Yeah. But finding the flippers right away, that puts a... I guess all that stuff's already in logic?
Yes. Fake flippers and water walk are in logic. Flippers do unlock things, but not in the light world. They unlock things in the dark world. Mostly Swamp Palace and Ice Palace because of a clip you can do that requires the flippers to get into ice, and of course Swamp just requires them. Flippers are actually kind of gross to find because they make your movement through Zora's domain slower than they would be with an armed water walk.
It's one of the mindsets you have to get out of too when you're running this, and you start with boots. You can always do water walk.
Yep.
You don't have to think about not having water walk capabilities.
It's pretty common to come out of
always
Ice Rod Cave and just go somewhere from there. You almost never see people save and quit out of Ice Rod Cave. Void is just one screen behind Renderer, but Renderer has a hook shot, so who knows how long it'll take Void to get to Eastern Palace and Saha Closet. That's a very easy thing to put off.
Ooh, gloves.
Yeah, glove in back of tavern. That'll allow us to check the checkerboard cave, which you can clip to when you're going around to desert. One less location to worry about orphaning. So, we're about to approach our first clip of the race, besides what Void did earlier. This is what we call a teleport. Teleport will... You put yourself on a certain pixel and the game tries to kick yourself out. Renderer says no to the teleport. Where is he going?
Well, I think he wants to go get the bottle first.
Oh, he doesn't know the clip. Okay, so Void is doing a clip to the bottle. You can see how much faster it is than going through the race game.
Oh, yeah.
But if you mess up, you soft lock, so I can see why Renderer doesn't want to just go for it when he's not 100% confident.
So yes, I thought now in the vanilla game, doesn't he stop you from doing that? Like if you mirror there?
Yeah, so
does that clip avoid that?
Yeah, it puts you just out of his range. So you don't get that message that says, don't cheat. You just cheat better, and you can get the bottle. So yeah, the game tries to kick you out here, and instead of kicking you out a little bit, it kicks you out a lot. And that lets you get out of bounds very easily on these diagonal slopes. So what is Overworld Glitches? This is a logic that expects you to do out-of-bounds clips in the overworld, and also allows some other glitches in the overworld. Everything in the underworld is still the same. With a couple exceptions, you are expected to do things that skip the moon pearl in the underworld. These are Super Bunny glitches and Dungeon Bunny revival. But everything else is exactly the same as in No Glitches Randomizer. But in the overworld, it's quite different, where glitches in the overworld are in logic and required and allowed. Alright, so Void did not find both items in here, so he has to backtrack to the big chest to open it. He won't be able to do land mode because he doesn't have fire. It's a pinned him anyway, so he probably doesn't want to.
Void actually doesn't know. I don't think he hasn't done a map check yet.
Oh, interesting. Well, it doesn't matter for him because he can't do it anyway.
Yeah. Probably not too concerned about it at this stage. He's just going here because there are two items, and it's easy to get to and fast with the clips that you can just go through the walls.
If I'm not mistaken, this is an item on the boss. I think I saw both the map and the compass.
The map was on... Yeah, the map was on the torch. So, yeah.
Alright, Void's gonna do a spin speed clip. This is, when you have spin speed armed, you can kind of just go through diagonal walls.
Didn't check Agina.
Nope, you do that last. Agina's cave is really slow to backtrack through, so you generally want to have that be your last check in this area.
So you just clip back in from here. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a spin speed clip and then dashing inbounds. You can also just boots clip in there if you're more comfortable with boots clips. So he'll route in Checkerboard Cave and then do Agena last. Render is taking advantage of those gloves he found to take a little shortcut back here. I'm not sure if it's faster, but it feels faster, so... Knowing where you can and can't dash in desert is actually impossible. So you probably save time just from that alone, not having to worry about stopping because there's a skeleton in the way.
Ooh,
it's a hammer.
And then hammer.
Oh, we're gonna get conventional Dark World access, aren't we?
Probably. I mean, at this point, we have conventional minus the Moon Pearl, so... Yeah. At this point, yes, we have conventional Dark World access.
Maybe we won't see a super jump. I'm a little sad. I was telling you earlier about a glitch that you can do to get off the mountain that takes you all the way to Hype Cave, and v0ids0l has developed a reputation for loving that glitch because he did it 8 times in a race, where he got a late glove.
Wait, eight times in a single race?
Yes, it was quite amusing. Wow. Unfortunately, that VOD is lost to the sands of time.
Oh, there is our Dark World access.
Moon Pearl and Back of Escape. Gross, boring. Is this even Overworld Glitches? Yeah, every one of these Dark World access items has actually been in the normal no glitches sphere 1.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is a mountain climb, Death Mountain Ascent. He's gonna clip here in such a way that wraps him around the bottom of the screen, putting him at the top of it so that he can jump down to what would be Bumper Ledge in the Light World, and then drop down to the Old Man Cave. And now he can rescue the Old Man.
So the screen goes immediately black like that just because he jumps directly into the cave entrance onto the transition, onto the transition trigger?
It puts him right on the door, so he enters on... I don't know if it's the first frame, but it sure feels like it. It's very fast.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people go for that hook speed in Sanctuary, but it looks like it loses time. Definitely does if you miss.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so v0ids0l is doing another wraparound screen wrap. Screen wrapping himself to the top of the mountain where Tower of Hera is. Gets him up the mountain very quickly.
Important to note here, v0ids0l doesn't have the hook shot, so he can't Hera pot if the second item is upstairs.
No, he can't. No,
which is actually going to be a thing at this point because you can't have 2 items downstairs. I guess.
Yeah, not in this mode.
Nope, and it's even fire locked too, so he can't do anything else here.
That's fine because he'll be back at Hera multiple times. Tower of Hera is kind of a hub because you clip up here so much. Just to correct your camera, you enter Hera. So he can do Moldorm later and probably have an easier fight. This really only punishes him if there's something good in Hookshot Cave, and Renderer goes there and Void goes somewhere else. Or if there's something at the top of Hera. This does raise the question of having found the mirror and Dark World access, at what point does he go back to Saha Closet? Because that's not really close to anything he wants to do right now.
Definitely not. But you can see here, Renderer, you can't go that way. Yep. You will see Renderer doing, looks like the bomb setup, not the hook speed.
This is the Dracaris method. You have to move to...
One more pixel.
One more pixel, but it has to be a 1-frame movement. Yep. So he was pause buffering and then trying to get that 1-frame movement with the sword buffer, but
too far.
Just wasn't able to get it in time.
Let's go. There we go. That's it. No? Was that not it? I could have sworn that was it.
It was it, but he didn't do a 1-frame movement. So he has the wrong subpixel. Yeah, that's the downside of this setup, is it's subpixel dependent. Yeah, that was a bad subpixel. You can see that he had the right visual cue. Renderer. Okay, I can see what's going on through his head. He had the wrong subpixel, but he actually thought he had something else called a slot 0 glitch, where he collects the item from the Moldorm and it messes up his bomb trajectory. That's not what was happening, but he tried to fix it anyway because he thought maybe that was why it failed by climbing down the stairs.
Up, if you pick it up when it's in the air, if you pick it up when it's on the ground, it doesn't mess up the.
Yeah. There we go. That was good. That was a 1-frame movement, and he can heal up at the fairies. So Void probably gains time on him just from that alone. He might come back and decide to do hair basement, or he might just have a faster hair pot later.
It depends on what he finds up here.
So far, nothing of note in the East Death Mountain. According to Void's tracker, because I've been watching render a hair pop for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. I believe there's a 50-50 chance of I think it's the map or an item being on Moldorm here.
Alright, Void's going to do a little Dark World check here. He has everything except the hookshot to check this. If there's something in Hookshot Cave, that's not great for him. That's not the hammer.
Ooh. Render is being bullied by this Moldorm. And we learned that Turtle Rock is Bombos. Which I learned last race doesn't mean that much because you can just enter without it.
It can mean that it's logically required. Actually, in the last race it was required because, logically, you were supposed to go in there and not have the keys to get there from the back, so... Roll from the middle. So you were actually supposed to use the medallion to get that mirror, to get the fire rod, to get the keys. It was kind of silly. A little sad Void doesn't fill up on magic here. There is a full magic pot in here, but he probably doesn't need it anyway.
It's still always good to have, and it's not that much slower, you know?
Yeah.
But we do know the last item in Hera is in the big chest.
That's probably last location for both players.
Locked.
Even if you go here later with fire, you're not going to get that. You find an item.
Yeah.
You find an item in the front. You're not going to do hair basement blind just in case it's an item. That's silly. Oh, hover attempt.
Soul is hovering. Trying to.
Okay, he gives it one shot.
One good try and said nah.
The college try. All right, Pod is a green pendant, and Turtle Rock is a red pendant.
Oh.
Yoinks.
That was... I don't believe that was intentional.
No.
Oh, he's a fairy, though.
Okay.
That's right, one of the models they picked up did have a fairy.
This is kind of just a shortcut for him anyway. Unless he was intending to use that fairy to sequence break Spike Cave, which I can't imagine he would want to do. He's probably just getting off the mountain. Oh, he was thinking about it. He almost went to the mirror clip spot for Turtle Rock, but that's super out of logic right now. With no cane. Oh, this won't work. So, Void thinks he is setting up Pyramid Fairy Clip. But Pyramid Fairy Clip requires your camera to be screen wrapped. And instead he just puts the portal right where it belongs. He realizes his mistake.
Yeah, you can see it right there.
I've done that before too. It's a very easy mistake to make. Alright, let's see if Render finds anything good in Hookshot Cave that Void wasn't able to get.
Does look like Void still is resetting that up, though.
He's correcting his camera, so he's actually not.
Oh,
he's going somewhere else. He's probably just descending the mountain.
He was already down there. Oh, okay, he's just going in the Dark World.
Yeah, he could have gone back into his portal and then descended. I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's not taking the mirror out, which is good. Yeah, he's just getting off the mountain. Wait, he's doing it! He's doing this... He thinks he's doing super jump, but that requires a uncorrected camera as well. Oops.
Yeah, I actually know that clip, and you're just supposed to, when you jump off there, bonk upwards and then just walk down, and you're out. That's one of the ones I know.
So the thing that he was doing was actually kind of attempt at a different one that gets you all the way to Hype Cave. but he didn't correct his camera, so he just soft locked instead. Alright, third try. He corrected his camera again. Hopefully he realizes that means he can only Death Mountain descent the way you described, which is to bonk up and then auto walk down.
So in order to do the further one, you have to not... There's the normal descent.
Yeah, the thing that causes you to drop down 8 times to the base
is having
of the
the
map.
uncorrected camera?
Exactly.
Okay.
It changes the collision on the mountain. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but it makes it so that when you fall off the ledge, you fall a very long way.
Ooh, that's a fire source.
It is indeed.
That's good.
So this is a pretty easy thing to get with a down teleport. You just go here. No cape necessary. So Void was not too hard punished by not having the hookshot for Hookshot Cave. It doesn't look like Renderer found anything good there. He is taking advantage of having the mirror. Going to the Dark World first before clipping here, because the clip is identical. Saves you a little time setting up that mirror portal at top of Turtle Rock. So he has a slightly more efficient route through Death Mountain than Void did. Void did a check of the front of Skull Woods. Didn't find anything of note here. So he's going to continue to Thieves Town. Okay, so Render can now leave the mountain. He's going to take this path to Catfish, which is right there. You just walk there from the mountain, like you do.
Yeah.
And having the flippers, he can also do Zora's Domain. It's a very efficient route. I really like this, what Render is doing here.
It is a good route, yeah.
Using that mirror to its fullest advantage. Getting all of these checks in one go instead of having to go twice.
Ooh, there's a Tempered Sword already.
Yeah, Tempered Sword and Zora Ledge. Something that Void doesn't have. That's definitely an advantage for a while. Depending on how long it takes Void to find a sword, this is going to give Render an easier time through a lot of these dungeons.
Oh yeah, the difference between Master and Tempered is so much bigger than the difference between Fighter and Master Sword.
Yeah, other than the fact that Master is required to beat the game. It doesn't really change that much compared to having a Tempered where you one-shot most enemies.
Yeah.
Void is on 3 hearts. This is a little scary. I think he used that fairy on Death Mountain too, so he doesn't have an easy heal.
I don't recall seeing him pick up anything else.
All right, we're gonna see possibly Hype Cave and South Shore from Render. Void is on 1 heart. Oh no.
Yeah. And yeah, Blue Mail, 1 heart. Anything up here hit once and he is dead.
Yep. And he doesn't.
Oh, he has a blue potion.
Oh.
Okay. I missed where.
It was.
Oh yeah, the race game, right?
A little sad that he uses that to heal and not to fake flute, but you know.
Yeah.
How often do you actually get to do that?
Hype Cave was just a pile of money today.
It's a good thing Void drank that
potion.
At all. He took a heart of damage in the attic, so that potion saved his life, saving way more time than a fake flute would have. So good for him using that potion for its intended purpose.
You mean its intended purpose isn't to fake flute?
No, it's oh yeah, it is. Sorry, that's why it's blue. It's blue because it's a flute that you melted
right?
down.
Yeah.
This is quite the divergence. And as predicted, yeah, Render is doing South Shore from Hype Cave. A lot of checks in one place. Another Mitts and Thieves Town, second one today.
That's almost vanilla.
Almost vanilla.
Well, just
Not quite.
one check off vanilla.
It's a very grayscale Swamp Palace. Also, Swamp Palace.
Right?
Remember when I was saying how many times Render is taking advantage of having that mirror? He got to do Dam and Swamp Palace together. How often do you see that?
Not very often.
All because of that early Sahasrarla's Closet check, finding the hook shot.
V0ids0l keeping blind on script, but also taking damage in the process.
That's okay.
But not too bad.
He can afford it.
Get some. Oh yeah.
Bugnet.
The bugnet. Good old swagnet.
I love this palette on Renderer's side. It's just total.
Oh, I know. It is
newspaper grayscale.
It's great.
It's got quite just a slight sepia tone to it too. It's very vintage.
I do love the palette swaps. I am very much a fan of like always turning that on.
I think a grayscale mode would be kind of cool for the site.
That would be interesting.
Like just maybe that Game Boy color, that kind of slight greenish tinge.
Yeah.
All right, we got Quake and Brewery on Void's side,
and Bombos.
Wow. Synchronized medallions,
which is actually Ice Palace access.
Yeah, Ice Palace is in Logic with the flippers. You can clip there. There's a clip that kind of dunks you in water for a second, so you do need the flippers for it. There's also a out of Logic way to get there using the mirror. I wonder if Render is brave enough to do that next. He probably wants to do Mini Moldorm Cave, so he might just do that from a save and quit instead. He also has the option of doing what Void is doing and going to Thieves Town, finding the mitts, and then just going there with the mitts. I'm surprised he's going here with no Smith in tow. He has the mitts and the mirror, so he could turn into Smith if he wanted to.
Yeah. Unless he's planning on doing a larger... Because he hasn't done any of the other stuff, so he could be planning on doing a world tour here with the Smith.
Yeah.
Or just going back and doing it now.
No, you have the mirror. You just do the Smith. He would be doing the world tour with the purple chest, but he wouldn't be able to dig game if he did that. Ooh, Render has the advantage of having a powder to check. He got the powder in left side swamp, so when he goes here, he'll be able to do even more.
Hasn't been much, but so far Render has been making some of the luckier choices and getting these items.
I wouldn't even necessarily.
Method.
I think the only thing that really comes down to luck for him was finding the hook shot early in a location that's kind of gross, but is also just based on how you open it.
That's led him to this too. So it's that one check is kind of compounding on these good item placements here.
That is true for Swamp. However, Void could have dropped down the mountain and done Catfish Sword together as well and gotten that sword. That was a choice that Void made that wasn't the same choice as Render. It was just one person went left, one person went right. But I think Render's choice was a little bit smarter because from the East Death Mountain, you kind of want to go somewhere that's on East Death Mountain or near it. Because you can always just descend mountain from a hair clip. There isn't really much advantage to dashing across Lionel Bridge to do it. Fire Rod in back of Swamp. Now he can do even more.
Oh, yeah.
This is really lucky that Swamp is paying out.
Depending on Meyer, what is Meyer? Meyer is a crystal. Depending on what the medallion is, Quake.
We have it.
Well, Void still has it.
Yep, Void found it in Village of Outcast. Renderer goes north to south, we'll find it too.
Yeah.
He's not going to go in without the cane when he has this much left to do. But if Renderer finds the cane first, then he'll be able to do all of this together. I think it's funny that they have different fire sources.
Yeah.
Wow, really nice cold stare or vitreous. No, wrong boss. Argus, Swamp Palace Argus.
There we go.
Kill. One cycled that second phase with the fire rod.
It's a very
tight
good weapon
timing.
to use against him.
It's a tight timing too. It's kind of hard to do. All right, Void's doing a little shortcut. He's going to clip through this little elbow here. I think he's... There you go. He's going to do a boots clip. You can do it with spin speed, but it's kind of pixel particular.
Yeah, it looks like he tried first and didn't quite get it. But Renderer continuing on South Shore here. Checking Mini Moldorm Cave. And we'll see if he goes into Ice Palace after this. I imagine he would.
No,
it's
because
right here.
It's not right here.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Where do you start that clip from? I don't know.
You start it from near Swamp Palace, but on the other... Like, you walk right from Swamp Palace and you're on that. You're kind of close to this, but, like, he also has Ice Rod Cave to do, so... The other thing is both of the clips that get there have hard lock potential. And Render has actually hard locked one of those clips before, so he probably wants to do it from a save and quit anyway.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he has a lot of progress to lose if he hard locks. And instead he can just get a check out of the way that would otherwise be I. Alright, Voidsoul's doing the play of Hair Basement. This is actually kind of neat. He doesn't have the hook shot, so this is his only way up. How did he... Oh, he put 2 bombs down. Okay.
Oops. I'm not sure where Renderer is going. He's done almost everything else that...
Well, he hasn't done Hobo.
Here.
He didn't do Hobo.
Oh, that was Void that did Hobo. Right.
Renderer went to... Remember,
sense.
he went to Saw Closet and found the hook shot.
Okay, so this makes more sense then.
So another reason that I wouldn't go into Ice Palace in Renderer's position is because he has other things he can do. And there is one more item he could find that would make Ice Palace faster, and that is the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
Alright, moment of truth for Void. Is there something good in the big chest of Tower of Hera? Nope, just a rupee. Okay, Renderer is correctly setting up the Pyramid Fairy offset portal. He actually did offset his portal by not correcting his camera after Heraclip. He's going to Death Warp because that's... You have to get back off the mountain in some way that doesn't lose your portal, so you can't just save and quit.
So you have to flute or die.
Yeah, or descend. You can descend.
Descending is slow, though.
Descending is good for him because he hasn't been to Graveyard Ledge yet, so he could do Graveyard Ledge and then Houlihan to Link's house. But he's choosing not to do that. He is a fairy. Aww.
Forgetting about the fairy.
Overworld Glitches players learn to hate fairies because of this, and because of other things. Okay, he's got to do it again. On blue mail too, so to take a full heart of damage, he has to get hit by a cabbage, which, as we all know, will actively avoid hitting you if you're trying to die.
Right? It's so trolly. Like you just want them to leave you alone, and they are just head right for you. And if you don't, then they don't like you at all.
The best way to death warp on Death Mountain is to try and do the clip off of it, and trick the cabbages into thinking that you're trying to clip off, but you're actually trying to death warp.
Yeah.
Okay, Void's doing Spike Cave. I'm curious what he is doing this on the way to. He might be considering a sequence break of GT. So clipping in is in logic, obviously. As we can see, that you can clip into a lot of places. GT is one of them. But a good portion of the interior.
One check? There's one check that's in logic. There's
three.
Hope Room, and then the Firebar Room, I believe, is the only things in logic with his current item set.
It's Hope Room and Torch, and then Firebar Room is conditional on keys, but because most of the keys are inside and are probably hookshot locked anyway, then it's probably out of logic. The Ranger did his uncle, and then now he's doing Pyramid Fairy. By walking into that portal he placed, it clips him in. I think he found another bottle. He's gonna get the heart. He might be thinking about those dungeons he has, like Ice Palace.
It does look like v0ids0l is going towards the GT play.
He is. So he can sequence break a lot of those hookshot lock chests. And he has the Cane of Burna, which if he were to grab some magic here, he'd be able to fight Ice Armos with. However, he doesn't have good access to magic because he never picked up the magic in... Well, no. Where did he use his magic? Because he did Thieves Town. Oh, he used it in Spike Cave.
Oh, yeah. He used it all up. And died
right.
on his way out.
Oh, he died?
Okay, with that key... he died on the way out.
Yeah, because he didn't have any magic.
That does put...
It might, because he has 3? No, he has 2. This is where my logic understanding is fuzzy, because he found 2 keys in chests, and then 1 key in a pot. Because he can unlock the middle chest, he could go to the right, but he doesn't have the Cane of Samaria, so he can't open up any doors over there. Yeah, but the game doesn't know that. It places the keys before it places items. Okay, then yeah, I don't... Yeah, I think it's usually out of logic. Without at least the Cane of Samaria to get key from the other side. Oh, and there it is. Speaking of... Hookshot locked. So that is hookshot locked. Yeah. That's something Render will probably get soon. He has access to a lot of GT as well, but his is even more in logic. So he could potentially get that before Ice Palace, depending on how good he feels about doing Ice without Cane. The right side of GT isn't in logic with Lamp. It has to be Fire Rod, right? Yeah, so you can do because that last torch is too far away to set. Where did Void get magic? Did he heal with potion? No, I think just enemies dropped magic for him, I believe. That's really lucky for him. Because his best weapon against Ice Armos right now is the Cane of Burna. Oh. Yeah. He's doing a neat little setup for the bomb jump where he item dashes to the pit and then uses that item dash animation to interrupt his movement away from the pit. It's very similar to the sword setup, and a lot of people who aren't comfortable with the sword setup will use it. It's also useful if you don't have a sword. It's worth learning. Red mail. Early red mail as well, and in the ice rod. There's another French vanilla red mail. It's the second one. Yeah, it is. Ice Rod for pendant TR. Oh, TR's in logic for when he finds the Fire Rod, he'll be able to do all of pendant TR. That's really gross.
Yeah.
Are we? I think we might be.
Pendants?
We're Bo from No Mode.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
I think Render is probably closer to it than Void is. Who knows? Bows can hide in very silly locations.
Oh, yeah. Even though there's two of them, they can be very weird.
Oh, okay. Void has a tempered now. That's nice. He's not going to get punished too hard by not doing Zora's domain. In fact, he will probably leave that sword right there, even if he knows where.
Yeah.
Because it's slow to get to.
And then Cane of Burno, one of the more fun methods of taking down this boss. I've told a lot of people, it just doesn't sound like it would be a good weapon against them, but it actually is, as long as you can, pull it off right, but didn't quite get it.
You kind of lost them for a second. You don't want to move too much when you're up there, or else you'll start losing them. Okay, he'll be okay now, as long as he doesn't try and poke them. He shouldn't be poking them here, which he knows. He's doing slashes. Yeah. Render is doing Mothula, which we didn't get to see because Void didn't have a Fire Rod. Okay, Void is now setting up the Pyramid Fairy drop. This time he is keeping his camera wrapped. He lines himself up with that little terrain there. I don't know if you saw that. It sets up his coordinate.
And then you just come in here to reset your camera back to normal then. And it looks like he is just doing a descent. Because I remember you talking about this before, into Graveyard Ledge, which we haven't seen yet from Renderer's side.
Yeah, that's true. No, this is very good routing. It's a shovel.
It's a shovel.
I mean, it could be. It could be a bow.
It could be a bow.
It
could also be a rupee. That's a come back and find out later.
Yeah. And given that we know where pretty much everything is except the bows, it's probably not what he's looking for.
And there's still quite a bit left where the bow could be.
Oh, he gets to route this into King's Tomb too, because he has the mitts.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping for a bow in like Pennant Pod, because I love Pennant Pod. That's just me personally.
Did I catch that Render Death Warped in Skullwoods? Oh, he's talking about Death Warping on the mountain. Yeah. He's in chat right now. He's saying he didn't think about the Pyramid Fairy clip routing from Graveyard Ledge. And he could have saved a fairy. And a lot of time. Alright, there's Renderer's lamp. That's gonna make for a very comfortable land game for him. Oh yeah, you save time getting this lamp because Darkmire is slow, even if you're good at it.
I suppose in Overworld Glitches it's very easy to get to.
Oh yeah, you just go there.
It's you don't even need the cape.
You just walk.
You just walk there, You
just walk there.
Walls are really a suggestion.
Just press A. Void is going into Pod without a hammer, but he's going to find his hook shot. Void, where are you going? I thought he was going to change his mind for a second. I was a little scared. This is actually good for him, even though it's not... Even though he's going...
Void.
Void.
No, Void. Go back.
Void?
You need a mirror in that maze to get your hook Void.
Okay, I mean, he could be thinking he does it after, which would make sense if he had the bow. But because he doesn't have the bow, it's a little bit sketchy because there could just be a bow sitting in there.
I can see him doing it after because it is green pendant. If he's deciding to full clear this, it would make sense to do it after. You know, turn in that while you're back there, but you can't do it unless you're a bow in here. I mean, unless he's listening to me and he's going for the bow that's in pod because that's where I think it is.
Oh, bow's always in pod. That's just how it works. We have seen some pretty...
And it's not bow locked.
Big so match deciders. It is not bow locked, you're right. Which means the bow can be even deeper in pod.
Yes.
That has never happened before. Definitely not in last week's weekly race. That renderer was in. He knows. He found his bow somewhere else, because why would you go to pod looking for a bow?
You wouldn't. Which is why I wanted to be here.
Alright, he's doing... He's going for a potion glitch here.
Mimic clip? No, he didn't. Mimic clip then, I guess. Yeah.
No, he's mimic clipping because he thinks he thought he was checking for potions and he doesn't have one, so he's doing mimic clip.
He did pick up a little potion, but he already used it to save himself from a death in Thieves' Town.
Yes. So he's doing mimic clip, which he seems to know how to do. He's doing it right now.
We'll see how long it takes him, though, because even if you're good at this, it can still take you quite a bit of time.
Yeah, unless you're one of those monsters who can do it unbuffered, then you're just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's...
He's making progress, though. So the way mimic clip works is mimics have a walk cycle that clips them into the wall slightly every time they move. If you move the mimic one frame at a time into the wall, you can advance that walk cycle just enough to clip them in one more pixel. And there it is.
There he goes. Bye-bye.
Sliding up. He's got to see his people.
And the game doesn't actually check to see if you killed the enemies. It just checks to see if there's any enemies on screen. So as long as there's no enemies on screen, it thinks you killed them.
Yep.
And it opens the door.
No object permanence. It's like playing peekaboo with a baby.
Right. Where did the enemy go? I don't know. It must be dead.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. What's great is sometimes when you clip it upwards, you can go up and you'll actually still see it going up. It's always fun to watch.
I like it when you do it in GT and you can see them in the next room. On the other side of the wall. Not sure what Void's trying to do here. I think his issue is that he doesn't have a good way to hit the switch from the bridge chest because he has no magic and no bow.
No, yeah. Kana Samari would be the best bet with the item that he's got, but no magic.
Heck, if he had Kana Samaria, he could do the little stair clip that you do. The stair clip's the wrong word. It's called stair launch.
Yeah, I've seen people do it, and it looks really cool. I need to learn how to do that.
It's pretty fun. It saves about 8 seconds over bonking. I feel like Void has been out of magic this entire run.
He really has. Every time we look over there, it's just no magic.
Void is missing keys. He skipped keys in the front because he found the big key in the back, so I'll probably grab it on the way. Because he... Not sure why he's routing it this way, though.
Yeah,
he just didn't do these yet.
Which is... okay.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
he didn't do these yet, that's why.
He hammer yumped, then just used the key anyway, so it just kind of rendered it pointless.
Rendered it. He rendered it null and void.
No, just no. Oh, it hurts.
Oh, that one even hurt me. You set me up for that one, though.
I didn't even mean to. Did Void just
He skipped
power off?
Yeah, he saved
He
and
just
quit.
hard reset. No, I don't
He-
think he saved and quit.
No, I
Did he
saw him
save and quit?
He saved and quit. I saw him on the title
Interesting.
screen. At least I think he did. Why would he hard reset?
Save the keys if he didn't get anything.
No, you just get them back. It's not key sanity.
Yeah, it's right. That makes sense. They're all there.
Meanwhile,
You don't
Render
have
is
to-
just making steady progress.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting to talk about. He's just routing really well and finding everything good. And he's gonna get the good news that
Renderer, why did you pick up that heart? You
I don't know.
got blue mail. Blue mail and 12 hearts. You're good.
he's fine, but it was right there. Interesting that he still hasn't found a bow, but I guess he's just been to all the places Void's been, so
Yeah.
not super surprising. How long do you think it'll be before Void gets his magic refilled?
Oh, chat bringing up a good point. Void didn't go turn in, or didn't go to get his hookshot still with that.
Yeah, that's when you said the hard reset, I was more worried that he didn't go to Saha's closet because he just completely forgot it. Walked right past it.
He still didn't.
And now he has to think
Your
about
fears
Easter
are
without a
still
bow. Yeah, I think the best thing that could happen to him is he finds the bow, and then he just goes to Eastern and does Saha after that.
I love how Renderer went to go check what the medallion was before going to open it.
He has all three.
He has all three.
It's a habit. Also, he's going in here without the cane. That's a little sad.
I just wanted to point it out.
Because we know where the cane is, and it's not here.
Yeah, but he doesn't, so...
But he has all of GT to do. He has GT and Ice Palace. I mean, this isn't the worst double dip, and he's ahead.
No.
So.
Because you're able to get all the items in the front, and if it's not here, it's relatively quick to get back here. And you're not really losing that much time coming back here to do the boss, because it's just a straight shot to the back.
Yeah, maybe he finds a bow. That could happen.
Right?
A flute and mire.
A flute, which makes it even easier to get back here.
He's not going to activate that. He's already been there.
Look.
He has no reason to return to Kakariko. The flute
I like my flute, okay?
Flute and mire is funny, though.
Right?
It's cute. It's something you go and you chuckle at, and then you're like, okay, I'm never activating that. I'm curious if Void chooses to get this butter sword or not.
I can see him not getting it.
He doesn't need it, but it's right there.
I don't. Yeah, but again, it's slow.
I think you save time if you know that you're not going to get the... So, like, I would get it, because I don't know one-on-one. So I save time with the butter sword. Render is saying if he activates the flute, he gets to do Spooky, which is neat. There's another Spooky you can do without the flute, but most people don't know it unless they're doing the speedrun, where you do it. Oh, he does. He gets the butter sword.
Yeah.
I would get that too, but only because I don't do one-on-one Ganon. Void did Pyramid Fairy and didn't do the Uncle.
Apparently not.
Render just found the second item. He doesn't need this. Okay. Yeah, he got both items, but I think he wasn't counting, so he opened that chest.
Okay, Void, there's some magic. Nope. Okay.
No.
Just pass up the magic.
Nope, he doesn't want magic.
He doesn't want magic. He's doing a
He-
no magic run.
He doesn't want to fill the void in his magic meter.
Oh, why?
It's okay, Render. I don't count items in Mire either. It's easy to forget about the flute because the flute is useless and dumb.
I think Render liked that one too.
That's a very loose definition of liked. Alright, this is Smith Chain. He can actually do this with Purple Chest. This is the time to activate Flute because you can get Purple Chest there quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna do it now. This makes sense.
If you're doing... Okay, I guess, yeah, makes sense. Move the portal over here. Never mind.
Yeah, he needs it for Hammer Pigs and Purple Chest. Now, he also gets to do Magic Bat, which I don't think Void did because he didn't find the powder. Void is thinking really hard in these save and quit screens. He's definitely lingering on them a bit. Where is he going? Catfish? Catfish into pod? But he already did pod, so...
I don't know.
Just Catfish? Turtle Rock? Oh, he's doing Mirror up to TR. Yeah, this makes sense, because even though he doesn't have a Fire Rod, he has the lamp, so this might actually be in logic. Alright, so this is a mirror wrap. He mirrored on the screen transition, which puts him on the wrong side of it, so he hits it from the wrong side, and then he wraps over an extra half a screen. Puts him on Laser Bridge, because Laser Bridge is in the middle of the screen.
That's handy.
It's really nice. It means that you can go to Turtle Rock without a rod and get back to Trinex very quickly. Render is taking his Purple Chest through the Dark World.
Render, no!
Sure
You left it behind! Why would you do that? No!
No, I see what he's doing. He hasn't done Stumpy yet.
Ah.
I was expecting him to flute it there, but he actually hasn't done these checks yet, so this makes a lot of sense. I forgot that when he went to Hype Cave, he just went to South Shore after. There's a little clip you can do to get to Purple Chest Guy faster. It's not very well known, but it's really handy for this invisible Purple Chest glitch, which he's about to do. When he mirrors here, the game will load a version of the man that gives you the item because it doesn't have time to realize you don't have it.
It's a common theme in this game that the game doesn't check fully when you first do something. It only checks a few frames later, and by that time it's too late.
Void found the hook shot.
Finally, yay!
Yay! You're on the track. The hook shot didn't lock anything except for something he already has, which is the ice rod and the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, the only thing that it's really locked was the stuff in GT.
So I kind of missed. Did he not continue after Laser Bridge?
No.
Alright. So now he's going to go to Swamp because, you find the hook shot, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You can full clear this now.
Well, Renderer is stocking up. before. Looks like I guess GT now. It's not really much left unless he's going TR without the. That makes it GT.
Well, he has Ice Palace too, but GT is probably the better play for him because he can get the cane here.
Oh, and he's thinking about the kind of the $20 he left behind.
Oh, this is. When you have this much and you feel ahead, I'm not sure why you would do this.
Does he feel ahead though? Render, do you feel ahead at this point?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was just asking. It's a great idea because he hasn't done anything wrong yet. Like everything he's done has sent and paid off. Render does not feel ahead. He should. But, you know, this is hindsight vision.
Right? Hindsight is 20/20.
For all we know, he's not ahead. Maybe Void just lucks into a bow and has go mode quicker.
And not in Swamp, though.
Maybe this is the bow and we're... Oh, no, we know it's not the bow because Void already did
it. Yeah, Void's already done this.
It's a red rupee.
Like, yeah, that's what I said. I said that in the beginning, the $20.
You did say that. It's $20.
Dude, it's $20.
I'm trying to Oh, the Mire dip. Okay, Krellball's pointing out that he dipped Mire and found nothing except the flute, which is nothing. So I can see that.
No, you're facing the wrong way. You can't do it.
No, you can't.
I guess you can with the boots. Yeah. I'm used to if I have the boots not doing that setup, which is why you have to be facing right when you...
Yeah, I can see having not had as much success with the Dracarys method, that he switches techniques, which is rare to see because most people just learn one method and use only that. Knowing more than one method is actually really handy for when one of them just isn't agreeing with you. Or when you don't have the item that you need. Like, you know, if you only know spin speed method, then you don't have the boots, then you better know a different method.
Yeah, when I made the conscious choice to learn a bomb setup and a boot setup, so if I have the boots, I do that. So my bomb setup doesn't involve the boots at all.
Mm-hmm.
When I do that, I have to be turning facing right, otherwise it can't.
Like, this render is just being very thorough. He's getting these things that are on the way, because this might be his... You know, he doesn't know when he's going back to Hera next. He might just never do that if he doesn't do it now. Yeah. Even if he fell ahead, this would kind of make sense, because he could, like, take advantage of being ahead by being more thorough. If your execution has been good, you can be more thorough. Oh, Random Void has no magic for Kane, so he has to use the bomb method here. Gross. Not so bad though, he gets it right away.
If you do it first try, isn't it supposed to be faster?
Yeah, it took him a little second to...
Yeah. But Render finally in GT will be grabbing his, I believe it was the ice rod that was in here?
Kane was here too.
And the red cane, yes.
We get to see some things. Void did not find the big key when he was here, so Render will get to climb and full clear this. Maybe he finds a bow. Don't know if he can mimic clip, or if he will choose to mimic clip when he's bow go mode. That would be kind of a questionable decision.
Rip Bob.
But he might just find a bow in the other side that Void wasn't able to do without the fire rod. I'm a little worried about his health. Alright, so Render is taking some damage here. I hope he has something in a bottle.
I believe he does. He went and stopped by the potion shop and got, I think, 2 blue potions.
That's good.
Maybe
you
3.
Can get a heart here. He did have a lot of bottles.
He has 3.
There's not a whole lot that we've seen that's not locked behind this hook shot. Probably the fire rod or bombos leading to something in Ice Palace. Something in the front of TR, which for some reason Void didn't want to do, so...
We will also see Compass Room, which we didn't get on Void's because he didn't have a fire source at the time. Well,
Yeah.
a workable fire source. Oh yeah, he didn't have the lamp yet either.
He didn't have anything. Well, yeah, I think he didn't have anything when he's here. Even if you do, that lamp setup is really slow.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of prep work to get it, and it's super tight. The timing, it's easy to mess it up. That's gotta be a relief. Finding the ice rod and knowing you're actually in BOGO mode and not ice rod go mode.
Yeah. Unless, you know,
I say ice rod go mode, but Trinex is a pendant. So we don't even need the ice rod. So actually, no.
But Bo could be on Trinex.
It can, but it can also be somewhere else because there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
I see.
It could be on Ped. Ped and
Alright.
Trinex.
Oh, Void's doing. He's going to Ice Palace. Let's go. Well, if there's a bow on Ped, it's not the first bow because Helmasaur is one of the pendants. We got Ice Palace. If Void finds a bow here, this is much closer race than it appears to be. Because Render is going to do a lot of the things that Void has already done and not find a bow there. So he's going to spend that much more time not in go mode. Yeah, this Berna Armos fight, it's a little bit better if you wait for the Armos to start moving, but he has the blue potion, and that's going to save him a lot of time over trying to do this with a sword. So good for him. Use that potion. That's what it's for.
You can always use the boomerang, you know.
Yeah, you can.
Just as fast.
Just as fast. The sword beams are
Not
also really good to have. The sword beams do the same damage as the tempered sword and fighter sword, so you can kill the last one pretty quickly with it. You can kind of just stun lock them in the corner. Alright, keep an eye on both of the runners. Both of them are doing things we haven't seen yet.
Render has used, I believe that was his 3rd blue potion now?
Mm-hmm. One of the advantages of having an active flute is you can just go buy potions whenever you want.
Yeah. It's very nice.
He has a drinking problem. I wouldn't call it a problem. It's just water. Stay hydrated. Don't flute and drive. Oh, simultaneous
just
maps
a map.
on both
Ugh.
sides. Well, it wasn't a key. When it's a key, you can usually tell it's a key because you can count keys. But because there could be a key on the.
Hey, there's a bow.
All right, so
Void just found one in Ice Palace.
Void's in go mode.
But he? Yes.
Yes, Void's in go mode.
Yeah.
So let's kind of take a tally here. Render has to get the big key here, but so does Void. So Render is a little bit ahead in GT. Render is also a little bit ahead in Meyer, having found the big key already.
Unless there's a second bow right here. Nope.
It's also true that he's not in go mode yet, but this is probably where he goes after climbing, because... Oh, he's not going to climb. He doesn't have the bow. Yeah, you wouldn't do this.
And if you were confident in your mimic clips up there, yeah, I could see going for it.
I think he remembers he has an active flute and mitts, and he's gonna flute from the mountain. Oh, he's thinking.
He joined Ice Palace.
He could stop by the potion shop first because he's low on magic. Yeah, this makes sense. He's going into ice. You want to have some magic.
Oh,
so he buys a green potion just so he can drink it. And then he'll probably just buy more because he can. Yeah, Render has done Skull Woods and Void hasn't. He's a little bit ahead. I want to say he's ahead because he goes into ice. Void is only ice ahead of him. But he is like...
Void's also done GT already. All he has to do is go to Compass side.
Yeah. Render has done more of GT than Void has.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, they're going to be doing roughly the same amount of GT. Because Void's already done the entire left side in the basement.
Oh, interesting thing we're seeing here is that Void doesn't have an active flute. So even though Renderer lost time double dipping Mire, he gets a little bit of it back just having a flute to use.
Yeah. Void didn't ever went into Mire, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also, you know, time that Renderer's lost to Void.
This is a very disgusting Ice Palace palette.
I love it. It's all nice
and
salmon colored.
This is Jabba Jabba's belly.
It is.
Which is kind of funny because that's where you find Ice Cavern in the adult world. What do they call that?
Ice Cavern?
No, like the adult world in Ocarina. Like they don't call it the adult world.
No, it's just adult.
No, it's just adult? Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's because it doesn't actually change what world you're in. It's the same world, so you can still do all the checks as child and adult. It's just you are adult.
I see.
There's very few things you can do as adult that you can't do as a child. It's only a few checks.
Yeah, there's all that castle courtyard stuff. You know, everything skip those.
That's really the biggest change in the world itself. But that's a completely different game.
Yep. We are in the dark world.
One of them's in the light world.
Yeah, it's true. One of them is in the
same and there's your silvers.
Why?
Oh,
so if you just
Easter...
if Void had just like mirrored the Eastern because he felt behind after. Look at these simultaneous bow grabs. If Void had just mirrored the Eastern and because he felt behind or whatever, he would have found a bow here. Oh, what a rude seed.
Yeah.
So, you remember the last seed we commentated today? Remember where the bow was? It was an Eastern.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
So we got
the same check?
No, that was the big
vanilla.
chest.
It was vanilla. Right.
So we got the vanilla mitts and the vanilla bow in the last seed, and this time we had the French vanilla mitts and the French vanilla bow. And both seeds had French vanilla red mail.
Oh. What is this game? Is it even randomized? Oof. Void having a little bit of trouble getting that.
Yeah, he can afford it.
Okay. Buttered Sword on this is actually, I think, one of the few traits that it does actually make a noticeable difference on Renderer side.
I can actually delete Renderer's spoiler. Yeah, Renderer put a little spoiler in chat. Don't mind him. People watching the VOD will not see that, which is very nice. Abusing my mod powers.
Wow.
I didn't even notice because I've already been spoiled of the results as well. So it was just like, oh yeah, he's just saying the truth. Alright, Renderer is taking the NMG way here, which is only marginally slower than clipping in. taking advantage of that hook speed too. Yeah, you say you could have went into Eastern Palace first, but who goes into Eastern Palace looking for a bow when you have all of GT to do, and all of Ice Palace, and all of that other stuff? Like Pod I can see because you have to get a big key anyway. Alright, Void Soul is going into Void Skull.
And there's the silvers. No silverless Ganon fight for us today. Sad face.
Render. Foreshadowing. Alright, skipping the big chest because there can't possibly be anything he wants in there.
Half magic.
Yeah, use Butter Sword and Silver Arrows. You'll need it. Apparently Void does, because he's out of magic again. Every time I look at him, he has a black magic bar.
Right.
I think he's taught himself black magic.
Oh. That one wasn't as bad.
I wonder if when he plays Hollow Knight, his, what do you call that, like, the thing that has your health in it, but it's not your health bar? I bet that's always empty.
I don't know. I've never played Hollow Knight. I need to.
He just keeps that empty all the time, too. It's, you know. It's his thing. Alright, he's gonna do a bomb clip. This is a little shortcut. It'll get him to Myers slightly faster. If he dashes into this bomb, he's a little bit late, but if he dashes into this bomb, he'll get a little boost off of it that'll clip him out of bounds. Yeah, this is a little techie doing the speedrun. This is also a great way to get out of the portal area when you don't have the hammer, because you can clip into it, but clipping out of it requires that little clip.
But here we see Renderer is just slightly ahead of Void.
Yeah, this
going
is cool.
into Mire. This is a rather close race.
A little bit close, a little bit less close than it looks, just because Void still has more of GT to do. He has to get that big key.
Yeah,
he's gonna skip Tile Room because
he knows exactly where it is, though.
Yeah.
He knows it's on right side because he's already done left, so it's not terrible. But it is probably a good, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's within reach. Like Render, Void can catch
reach,
up if Render has execution mistakes.
Yeah, I believe the flute was in Meyer Big Chest, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. It was in one of the Meyer chests. That sounds right.
No, it was in Spike Chest. I think it was in Spike Chest.
Meyer Big Chest is the mirror shield.
I want to say it's a Spike Chest then.
Yeah, that sounds right. Void might even find it, because if it's the Spike Chest and he doesn't find the big key right here, then I'll get it next. Oh, it's a Godmire. Okay. Oh, he's gonna try and hover. Might as well, right?
Yeah.
If you fail, you just go back to the door, which is where you were going anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, Render gets spooky action, which Void can't do because he doesn't have the flute. Not sure why he goes this way. Is it faster? Surely it's not faster, even with that clip. Because you can
I feel like it's not.
You can get the chest.
No, because you just go the right. Yeah, this can't be faster.
Yeah, there's a key in the pot in the next room. You can just go up from there. I think this is slower, but it does look cool because you get to do door status extension.
It is. Because it's what? One, or it would be 1, 2, 3 screen transitions versus this one, which is 5?
Yeah, there's no way this is faster.
No.
Cooler though. It looks cooler.
It does look cooler. You know, that nice door stay extension clip off of.
You got it first try too.
Yeah. It was unbuffered. It was not unbuffered, but it was not paused or buffered or anything. It was just he might have done a sword buffer in there. Just did it.
All right. So Render is Vitreous and right side GT ahead. And there isn't really much left for him to mess up on. Like he can fall to Ganon and probably still be ahead, but not by that much.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close. Void looked like he was gonna yeet. If you do hair clip wrong, you get a kind of a bad subpixel that throws you sideways. It's used in major glitch modes where you're allowed to do Kiki skip, but it doesn't really have any use in this mode. So when you get it, it's effectively a soft lock.
Oh, Void actually
He's doing tile room. No.
Really?
Void,
you have all compass room first.
Well, he got to show us his Zote sprite, and that was kind of the point of this play, right? Just to show off his bunny sprite.
Yeah, totally.
Zotally.
When you're so close, it's... Oh.
Oh, he does tile room. Maybe he feels really behind. This is a desperation gamble.
This is. But it's just a map.
At least it's not a small key. When it's a small key, you know, like, oh, I could have known that was a small key, and then you feel really bad. Oh, he's going to be the entire GT climb behind. Right, Render.
At this point, pretty much.
Please don't despawn the tower.
Yeah, he didn't. We're good. Right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, we're good.
He's not going to despawn the tower. That never happens.
Yeah. There was a match in the mystery mode in the league where it happened.
Yeah. Alright. He's gonna avoid the second disaster that can happen, which is quadrant glitch. That's not gonna happen because he's not using spins. And also it's frame perfect. And pixel perfect, so... not likely. Alright. We got Agate. It's a very nice shade of blue in the ice room. Oh no. Apparently there's a tower despawn in League as well. That feels bad. Void's going up here with no magic. In typical Void fashion.
Right?
Oh, these guys are on the fairy pack. One of them is actually going to drop a full magic while he's climbing. Maybe he knows this and is taking advantage.
It's right there.
No, Void!
And he is aversion to magic. It's like poison to him. He just no.
He avoided it.
Don't like it.
Alright, nice triple from Renderer. No, he's gonna drop into Ganon now. Or I guess it's Greenin, because he's very green today.
Oh.
Even the torches are green.
Quite a few bat hits there.
That'll be fine.
Fireball hits.
He bought potions.
He has potions, yes. One hit, two teleports. Not so bad on the teleports yet, so far.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is super nice.
See, this is a mentor tournament. We taught Ganon how to teleport too. Alright, Void actually wants the magic now. But he's just gonna take like 3 falls to get to it. This is a little sketchy here. I don't know where Ganon is. Okay, it's good.
There it is.
It looked like he was gonna light the torch.
No!
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 No! I think it'll be fine.
Oh.
We still got all of Agate 2 and Moldorm 2 to go, so... Yikes.
You're bong against the tree, there's a fairy. Oh, fine.
He doesn't need it. He's not gonna die again and he'll fall.
Phase 1 and 2, those are meant to kill you. Phase 3 and 4, those are just meant to make you fall off.
Yeah, Phase 1 and 2 are Ganon, Phase 3 and 4 are Moldorm.
This is true. Those fire bats, they just like... I think it's like... What, two times the amount of knockback is normal? Maybe even more? It's so bad.
They also knock you back the opposite direction that you're holding your D-pad. So if you're trying to save yourself by holding your D-pad, you'll actually hurt yourself.
Yeah.
It's almost like a crowd control reverse D-pad option.
Right. The best bet you have if you do get hit by those is just to not touch your D-pad and just let yourself like fall where you may.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to know if this was silverless Ganon, he probably wouldn't have fallen because silverless Ganon is almost easier because you don't like get tempted to get between Ganon and the wall. He's gonna go for Torch Glitch.
Nope.
I actually don't normally go for Torch Glitch when I have silvers because it's easier to set him up for a triple when you can catch him in the middle of the room. Oh, Render, don't do this to me.
Oh, well, there's a double.
Alright, he'll be okay. He could have hit for another single there, I think, but he's playing it safe now. You see, his Void still hasn't finished yet, so...
And nice,
GG.
another double there.
That's his last arrow, too. Very good. Alright, and this came out to be very close, with just Ganon apart from each other. Alright, Render as usual.
It's not a sub 130.
For voice interview, you're welcome to.
Okay. And we are joined by Renderer. GG's.
GG.
Even though it was like 2 weeks ago, how do you...
I'm still upset about that. I'm
You
still
won.
upset about that.
But you won.
Again, if it wasn't for the fact that I fallen, I would have had my first sub 90. Would have been a sub 90 if that didn't.
Was it still a PB?
Yes, actually.
Hey,
So,
PB is a PB. So congratulations.
Yeah, even on just on Overworld Glitches, yes. I'm really proud of the run. I'm just really proud of the run, even though I came in a little bit late. I felt like everything I did lined up really well. And again, if it wasn't for the fact that if I didn't miss my shot and then I just hold like an input so I didn't fall, I would have gotten my sub 130. But
holding your input can make you fall more. You have to hold the other direction, which is not intuitive. Actually, what you're supposed to do when you get hit by a fire bat is to let go of your D-pad. Which you did, but like you were too close, so it was going to knock you off no matter what you did. And that's voidsol finishing too at 132.39. He's not in chat right now, so we won't be interviewing him, but he's there in spirit.
Yeah, this was still a fun. I mean, this was a really fun one, and if we ever get a podcast of Game 2, I would love to see that one. This was possibly one of my I really like that game. This was still really good.
It was good. Game 2 was a little less close than this, though. I don't think Void was even in go mode when you finished, so we probably won't vodcast that one. I don't want to put Void on too much display for, running past Bombo's tablet 3 times and not checking it. But
yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm really glad that that I played this really well. Just everything felt good to me. Yeah, I'm really glad that I actually did end up going into Mire just for the beauty of the flute, because I was intending, because on that route I was just going to get the Smith sooner or later, because I was gonna have to route that up eventually, because I was like, oh hey, I have this still have this to do. So like, oh yeah, right. Well, I may as well activate the flute because I'm right there.
I'm actually kind of a fan of the Mire dip. I think Even if you double dip it, you still have to find the big key. You are maybe a little bit more punished because it was a Godmire, but it didn't end up mattering as much because you did find something that sped you up. The other thing that the flute gave you was the ability to buy potions, which you used to really good effect in the run.
Well, yeah. If I ever have a potion in hand, that's usually what will happen. I said I will go for potions just if I have a flute at the ready, and typically I usually see the flute as more of a safety if I messed up glitches like to some extent. But now I just been using it as more as just if I get it, cool. It might be a nice utility to get potions and potentially set up a spooky, which I don't know how to really do the spooky inside Mire, but I know because I know that's the one thing you can do. I just don't know how to set it up.
It's a little harder because you have to do an item dash at the bottom of the room. It's really easy to just miss the item dash. It's also not as good because you can't use it in the first room. You only get one spooky hit off of it. And if you're lucky, you can get a second one, but it's 50-50 chance that it even succeeds, and it's outside of your control. But it's worth knowing because it does save a little bit of time, and it looks cool.
Yeah. In general, though, yeah. I mean, me and Void had a really good matchup, and I know that like the last time me and Void met up was during the Swisses actually. And
you played each other, and he beat you, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it that was
the hard lock?
I think that was where I got the Phantom Diagonal.
That was a really close race.
Phantom Diagonal.
Even with the hard lock, you guys were like 2 minutes apart. That was you and you and Void have a history of just really good close races. You should continue racing each other because we're doing another race tomorrow.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Yeah, so speaking of which, if you'd like to learn more glitched modes, head into our Discord. This is Go Mode Podcast. Go Mode Podcast is a podcast that talks about all sorts of things, A Link to the Past randomizer, with a particular focus on teaching people how to play better and how to play in different ways they might not be familiar with. So if you head into the Discord and just ask anybody in the Overworld Glitches Mentor Tournament channel to help you out, we can teach you how to do this mode too. It's a very fun mode. It's not that hard to learn. And there's tons of people in here who are just eager to teach.
Yeah, and personally, what I want to learn next is hybrid major glitches. That's
yes.
I think that's really fun. I think it's really interesting to play. It's literally just overworld glitches, but with an extra pinch of spice.
Yes, the little couple of clips you can do in the underworld that are not really that different from the bomb clip that we saw Void do that got him to Mire. You do those in the underworld. It opens up a lot of if you would like to learn that mode, head into Discord and just ask somebody to teach you. Probably Void or I will show up and teach you guys how to play. We usually do a race on Sunday. There's a lot of people who have been playing in this tournament and are kind of left thirsty for more. So there's people you can race, people you can learn with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, though, thanks to Kono for restreaming this, and of course, thanks to you for Malmo for commenting this alongside Kono. I mean, I know you've seen this before, but this is still fun to watch back, and I still feel really bad about that cannon fight. It's just
yeah, it happens. Everybody falls it every now and then. Yeah, and give a shout out to our runners too, v0ids0l and Renderer, for putting themselves in the position to be scrutinized, especially watching it live, watching it be restreamed while we're just criticizing their every move.
All right, thanks again. Right. I'll take it easy.
And that's going to be our last podcast for the night. Keep an eye out for next week. Not next year. Keep an eye out for next week. We're entering semifinals. The semifinals of this tournament are going to be 2 matchups that are very exciting. We got Don Benyer playing Krelbo, both of them League veterans. And then we have Schulter playing Dante, also League veterans. This is going to be a really fun matchup to watch on both ends. So stay tuned.